A very warm welcome, or maybe a welcome back to rolling coverage of Alaska Airlines Flight 1282 here on the channel, as we take a look at what has occurred since the incident. And following that, overnight Boeing was forced to temporarily ground some of the 737-9 aircraft to allow critical checks to occur. The 737-9 being the MAX variant in question that was impacted by the incident. Major headline came from an Alaska Airlines aircraft seeing the rear mid-cabin exit door separating from the plane only shortly after departing from Portland. As a result, Alaska Airlines was, yes, the first to announce a mass grounding of all their 737-9s as covered on the channel. A grounding now stretches to more customers and more aircraft. A grounding can only really be described for Boeing as yet another blow to their 737 MAX family, which they have, as you probably have been aware, been attempting to recover from the incidents in 2018 and 2019 and all the relevant subsequent findings that came from that. And many would believe they were positively starting to turn the corner. What is important to note is Alaska Airlines revealed it wasn't forced to ground the 737-9s when they made said decision. It did so voluntarily, with the FAA following on a stricter note. As a result of the grounding, Alaska Airlines will cancel flights across its network as inspections do take place. The carrier makes note that it actually has already completed over a quarter of Boeing 737-9's inspections that are necessary. They said that they would return aircraft to service as assessments are completed. However, the airline has been front and center of a lot of public criticism, as many believe that the 737 MAX is an unsafe aircraft, and Alaska Airlines don't necessarily know what to look for when they are inspecting it, so people question how it can be done so quickly. The counter-argument to this is that the general public is the public for a reason, as they are not experts in the field, and thus do not fully understand the process undertaken by the airline and more to deem what is suitable and what is not. The thing is though, this all stems from the 737 MAX continuing to feel the lingering effects of the crisis that it endured towards the back end of the 2010s. Thus, you can't necessarily blame people's faith and trust in the product at being relatively minimal and why they are reacting in the manner that they are. Boeing did release a statement saying safety is our top priority and we deeply regret the impact this event has had on our customers and their passengers. We agree with and fully support the FAA's decision to require immediate inspections of 737-9 airplanes with the same configuration as the affected plane. In addition, a Boeing technical team is supporting the NTSB's investigation into last night's events. We will remain in close contact with our regulators and customers. So who flies the 737-9? Probably a pretty important thing to cover. Well, within the United States, there are only two customers. The one touched on is Alaska Airlines, the secondary one being United Airlines. The related groundings at United are expected to see around 60 flight cancellations. Really though, the end result will be determined by how quickly but thoroughly and safely United can work through their fleet, hour by hour. It isn't a surprise, but the 737 MAX program is Boeing's best-selling model, and the driver for their production and delivery targets. However, the Dash 9, unlike the Dash 8, isn't as globally seen yet. Data away from the United States indicates there are only a handful of other operators, with Aeromexico certainly leading the way. We do have Turkish Airlines, SCAT, Iceland Air, Lion Air, and Fly Dubai, alongside two smaller operators. Cirium data says that 215 737-9s can be labelled as in service. This is per estimates, and I have to make mention, this is excluding the recent groundings, which have taken a bit of a toll on the in-service and parked fleet. I would love to hear your take down below in the comments. There's a lot of people that believe that the groundings are necessary. There's a lot of people that have lost faith in the 737 MAX product even further. What this will ultimately do for Boeing is be another blow to their program, even if it is an isolated incident. It's another news story that they simply just can't afford to have happen. At the end of the day, the best thing to come from all of this is that everyone on board was safe and the aircraft was able to arrive into Portland without an issue. Thanks a lot for your support. Stay tuned for more rolling coverage of this incident as it does take place.
And we'll fly.